Hope everyone must have a wonderful journey sitting in the Madhuvan where Dhruv Maharaj perfected his life. So those spiritual warriors who made our journey successful today was Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, Yamuna Sundari Mataji, I.V. Gautam, Shubhra Devidasi, Ravi Pipilia, Rajeshwari Priya Devidasi, Govinda Gita Devidasi, Kasturi Manjari Mataji, Shiksastika Devidasi, Parmeshwari Devidasi, Amol and Smita Panchpande, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Girivar Dhari Prabhu joined 3 o'clock today. Great improvement, Haribol. Shreya Devidasi, Sitala Priya Devidasi, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Hanuman Prabhu, Prathamesh Prabhu, Nadia Kumar Prabhu, Shaman Prabhu, Leela Manjari Devidasi, Rag Bhakti Devidasi, Vrajesh Sugandh Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devidasi. Aradhana Mataji also joined before 3. I think around 2:15, 2:20. Wonderful. Janki Khan Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Manmatha Anand Prabhu, Shundri Radha Mataji, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Mataji, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Damodarati Mataji, Shrika and Pankaj Gupta, Rohit Mishra Prabhu. He start joining 4 o'clock. He is so strong. He used to join at 4:27 a.m. before 4:30. Now he has completed his PhD degree and he is in Naperville. So I think he is spending more time chanting. Wonderful devotee. Pranath Gopal Prabhu, Radhika Prem Devidasi, Saraswati Devidasi, Sumitra Radha Mataji, Devendra Krishna Prabhu, Divyansan Saloni, Vraj Vinod Prabhu, Anand Vinodini Mataji, Priyanka Mataji, Rukmini Priya Devidasi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Ganga Devidasi, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhe Mataji, Rajendra Prabhu, Abhay Prabhu, Vijay Keshav Prabhu, Amal Atman Prabhu, Tulsi Priya Devidasi, Jai Govinda Prabhu, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Sarva Tarak Prabhu, Amal Nam Prabhu, Govinda Mohini Devidasi, Krita Lakshman Prabhu also joined at 4 o'clock. Haribol. Matanga Gopi Mataji, Manoj Kapoor Prabhu is sick. We pray to the divine couple that he can recover soon. Kamal Priya Mataji, Karunamai Mataji, Radha Charan Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Shukruti Devidasi, Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarsan Prabhu and Manjari Mataji, Shundri Leela Mataji, Sharmista Sahi, Mamta Mataji, Balram Prabhu joined also very early. Haribol. Radha Vallabh Prabhu also joined early. Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha, they also joined at, I think, 3 o'clock at the time or no, 5 o'clock. So their time may be in San Jose, 3 o'clock. Wonderful. Rasha Kida Prabhu, Anand Radhika Mataji, Advait Prabhu, Rajesh and Sweta, Chintamani Devidasi. I didn't see Amit Prabhu for a couple of, they are there. Amit Prabhu and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Suchitra Devidasi, Shiv Kumar Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, I didn't see him. I have to send him a text message. Kanta Mataji, Rashmi Mataji, Sesa Kapoor Mataji, Srikant Ji and Srikant Survasi Prabhu. Nishan Sharma Prabhu also joined very early today. Maybe before, I think, 3 o'clock, around 3 o'clock. Wonderful. Nitya Navli Mataji, Neeraj Srivastav Prabhu, Prafulanand Madhav Prabhu, Sri Prada Lalita Devidasi and their daughter Akshata. Wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations. Satya Shar Prabhu, Vani Prabhu. I didn't see Lekha Mataji today. Raja Ramdas Prabhu, Thaneswar Prabhu, Shudevi Sundari Mataji, Radhika Bhakti Mataji, Madan Kandu Prabhu, Rupsi Mataji, Patit Pavan Prabhu, Shri Padma Manjari Devidasi, Ramakrishna and Lata Mataji, Pragya Nagpal Prabhu, Kirsten, Sudhir Krishna Prabhu, Sakhi Saran Devidasi, Anita Saha, Bhavesh Pandya, Murli Gopal Prabhu, Nani Gupta Roy from Dhaka, and Rupini Padma Devidasi. So Nani Gupta Roy from Dhaka and Rupini Padma Devidasi from Florida, Sanford, Florida, joined, and we welcome you and hope that you can get the wonderful association and become attached to chant the holy name. So let's hear the wonderful song before we will read from the Jaiva Dharma. Hare Krishna.
Nitai gunamani amar, Nitai gunamani, Nitai gunamani amar, Nitai gunamani, Aniya premer vanya basailo avani, Aniya premer vanya basailo avani, premer vanya loya nita Aila Gauda Deshe, Premer Vanya Loya Nitai, Aila Gauda Deshe, Dubilo Bhakata Gana Dinahina Bhase, Dubilo Bhakata Ghana Dinahina Bhase. Dinahina patita pamara nahi bhache, Dinahina patita pamara nahi bhache, Brahmar durlabha prema Sabha kare jache, Brahmar durlabha prema Sabha kare jache, Abhadda karuna sindhu Nitai khatiya mohan, Abhadda karuna sindhu Nitai khatiya mohan, Ghare ghare bhole prema ami ar bhan, Ghare ghare bhole prema ami ar bhan. लोचन बोले मोर निताई जे बना बजीलो, लोचन बोले मोर निताई যে বানা বাজিল জানিয়া শুনিয়া সে আত্মঘাতী হইল, জানিয়া শুনিয়া সে আত্মঘাতী হইল। জয় নিতাই, জয় নিতাই, জয় নিতাই, জয় নিতাই।
Thank you very much, Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, playing a wonderful song, glorifying Lord Nityanand Prabhu. Very munificent personality who can just deliver us from the cycle of birth and death if we take complete shelter at his lotus feet. So we have been reading about the qualities of Krishna's. We have completed the 55 qualities that the demigods and devatas can have it. 50 qualities, the conditioned soul can get up to 50 qualities in some minute degree. Devas can get up to 55. So we will continue reading. Atho chante guna pancha ye lakshmi sadi वर्तिना अविचिंत्या महास शक्ति कोटि ब्रह्मांड विग्रह अवतारा वाली बीजम हतारी गति दायक आत्मराम गणाकर्षिति अमी कृष्णे कलिबुतुः. There are another 5 qualities which are manifest in the Vaikuntha planet by Sri Narayana, the Lord of Lakshmi. These qualities are also present in Krishna, but they are not present in Devas like Lord Shiva or in the Jivas. These 5 are 56. The Lord possesses inconceivable supreme power. 57. He generates innumerable universes from his body. 58. He is the original source of all incarnation. And 59. He bestows salvation upon the enemies he kills. And 60. He has the ability to attract exalted persons who are Atmaram, satisfied within themselves. Although these qualities are present in Sri Narayana, the predominating deity of the Vaikuntha planets, they are even more wonderfully present in Krishna. So Vishnu Tattva has 60, Devata has 55, and the Jivas can go up to 50 qualities. Now these are the last 4 is the unique qualities that only Krishna can have it. Sarva Bhuta Chamatkara Leela Kalola Varidihi Atulya Madhura Prema Mandita Priya Mandalaha Trai Jagan Manasakarsi Murli Kala Kujitaha Asmanor Diva Rupashri Vismapita Characharaha. Apart from these 60 transcendental qualities, Sri Krishna has an additional 4 transcendental qualities, which are not manifested even in the personality of Sri Narayana. So these are 61. Krishna is like an ocean filled with waves of lila that evoke wonder within everyone in the 3 worlds. 62. In his activity of conjugal love, Krishna is always surrounded by his dear devotees who possesses unequal love for him. 63. Krishna attracts the mind of all the 3 worlds with the melodious vibration of his flute. 64. Hey, I forgot to turn on the flute. Hari Bol. 64. The personal beauty and affluence of Krishna are beyond compare. No one is equal to him, and no one is greater than him. Thus, the personality of Godhead astonishes all living entity within the three worlds, both moving and non-moving. He is so beautifully attractive. That's why he is called Krishna. But we are so unfortunate that we have no attractions. Leela premana priyadhikyam madhuryam venu rupayoho iti asadharanam proktam govindasya chaturstayam evam gunas chaturbhedas chatursastri udahritaha. Above Narayan, Krishna has four specific transcendental qualities. His wonderful leelas and abundance of wonderful associates who are very dear to him, such as the gopis. His wonderful beauty and the wonderful vibration of his float. Sri Krishna is more exalted than the innumerable jivas and the devas like Lord Shiva. He is even more exalted than his personal expansion of Sri Narayan. In all, the Supreme Personality Godhead has the 64 transcendental qualities in unlimited fullness. These 64 divine excellence are fully and eternally reposed in Krishna, the embodiment of Satchitananda. The final four qualities belong unconditionally to Krishna. Not even his vilas pastime expansion can display them. The first 60 qualities without the final four reside in full brilliance in Sri Narayana. And the first 55 qualities without the last 9 are exhibited in Lord Shiva and the other devas in partial degrees. In an ordinary living entities, the first 50 excellences glimmer to varying extent. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Surya, Ganesh, and Indra are especially empowered by the Supreme Lord with qualities enabling them to govern the affairs of the material universe. Hence, they are empowered incarnation of the Lord. Nonetheless, the real position and original identities are as the eternal servant of Sri Krishna. Many individuals have attained pure bhakti to Sri Krishna by the mercy of this empowered servant, who are also worshipable deities for the jivas on specific level of spiritual progress. However, it is recommended to worship them as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. If these empowered devas so desire, they can mercifully grant the jiva pure bhakti to Sri Krishna. And by possessing this potency to bestow pure bhakti, they thereby become glorious and fit to be worshipped by all as gurus of the jivas. The great devotees and the best of the devas, Lord Shiva, has a unique position and status that makes him practically non-different from the Supreme Lord himself. Simply for this reason, the sympathizers of the Mayavadi philosophy wrongly consider Lord Shiva as the Supreme Brahman. Thus, in the 13th chapter of Jaiva Dharma, entitled Nitya Dharma, Sabandha, Avidei and Prayojana, Part 1, Pramad, Evidence and Prameya, Truth. So we are embarking on chapter 14. We beg the mercy at the lotus feet of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He can give us those instructions and By His mercy, maybe we can able to apply in our practical life. Nitya Dharma, Sabandh, Abhiday and Prayojana, same thing like chapter 13, but this is part 2. It will go in deeper. Sakti Vichar, a descriptions of the potencies of Sri Krishna. With immense pleasure, Vrajanath spent the next day constantly ruminating on the words of the elderly Babaji from the previous night. This is my Guru Maharaj used to say, at least that you something that you like, that you hear or you read, dwell on this more and more. Try to absorb in those thoughts and see something Krishna may give you. If you visit any holy places and if you get some attractions, dwell into it. It has some meaning in your spiritual life. All this personality, we read the life in Srimad Bhagavatam, so many personalities there. If some personality attract you in some special way, dwell on that personality. Read about that personality more and more. Know that personality in deeper way. This is how we will be able to unlock our identity slowly. And Krishna is giving the hint through those feelings that happen in our life. So we will continue. Contemplating how extraordinary the instructions of Sri Chaitanya were, he felt his heart inundated with divine nectar by their every word. The more he had listened to Raghunath Das Babaji, the more his thirst has grown for this nectar. This is the result of good hearing. If we will hear good, we will get attached to reading more and more, because some profound message we will receive. By keep on reading different things, it will come across and it will change our life. We will get convinced. Why we are not steady in devotional practice? Because we don't have yet the complete faith in the holy name. But by reading those statements, that will enlighten us. And when we enlighten us, we will feel, this is my shelter, nothing else, like that. So he felt the philosophy was very consistent and coherent and give the impression of being entirely based upon the Vedic Shastra. He was disturbed to think why the general Brahmana society blasphemed such elevated conclusions. He feared that the philosophical aberrations that had wormed their way into the scriptural understanding of the Brahman caste stemmed from their blatant partiality for monistic Mayavadi thought. Such thoughts whirled around in the mind of Rajanath as he made his way to Raghunath Das Babaji's kutir. He offered obeisances to the sanctified dwelling of this most elevated Vaishnava, and thereafter entered, falling prostrate before Raghunath Das Babaji in humble submission. 434 remind us, if he wants to learn something, we need to take complete shelter, become humble, offer obeisances, accept that superiority, then and then we will able to grasp something. Otherwise, we may keep on reading. I was listening my Gurudev class and he was saying, you can know all the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. If you know all the verses of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, don't feel yourself that you have attained the goal of life. If you have not yet created the love to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra attentively, all this knowledge is useless. That's what he says. Glowing with joy, Raghunath Das Babaji engulfed him with an affectionate hug and had him sit close by. See, this is something we should learn. If you love someone, sit beside them, tell them to move closer to you. That shows love and affection. And this personality is teaching us, if we are sincerely reading this and understanding. Brajanath was simply beside himself with eager anticipation. And the other persons feel so nice that somebody is calling closer to me. He said, "Dear Master, I'm anxiously waiting to hear the third slok of the Dasmula. Kindly convey to me the deepest significance." Raghunath Das Babaji was thrilled with ecstasy in his expression and his hair standing on end all over his body. And he started to recite the slok as follows. Parakhyaya saktir apthragapi swase mahi mani stito jivakyam swam achit abhitam tam tri podikam swatantrecha saktim sakala visaye prenana puro vikadayai sunya paramapurusho vijayate. The Supreme Lord is non-different and inseparable from his inconceivable absolute potencies. And yet, he is totally independent. He eternally embodies unlimited majestic grandeur. He always inspired his divine potencies, known as Parasakti, consisting of the Jiva Shakti, the marginal potency, the Chit Shakti, the internal spiritual potency, and the Maya Shakti, the external illusory potency. So Para and Apara Shaktis. To engage in a worthwhile activities, the external illusion important to engage. Yet he, the highest absolute truth, eternally existence with full divinity, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, remains unaffected and unchanged by this Parasakti. Vrajanath. The Brahmana Pandit say that when the Param Tattva, the highest absolute truth, manifests himself as Brahman, his divine potencies are unmanifest. And when he is Ishwar, the supreme controller, his potencies are manifest and dynamic. What is the Vedic conclusion on this subject? Raghunath Das Babaji. The supreme absolute truth displays his potency in all conditions. The Vedas, for example, Sweta Swatara Upanishad 6:8 state, "Na tasya karyam karanam cha vidyate, na tat samaschabhya dekasya drusyate, purasya saktir vivita viva shruyate, swabhaviki jnana balakriya cha." The Supreme Lord never required the assistance of material senses to accomplish his works. He possesses neither a material body nor material senses. His body is 100% spiritual. Therefore, his physical presence is not limited as that of the material body. He is omnipresent. His beautiful spiritual form is present everywhere within the creation. Simultaneously, he is in his own abode, Goloka Vrindavan. His beauty blossoming in fresh youthfulness, dealing with the gopis in eternal pastimes. Nothing or no one is either equal to or greater than he is. He is replete with Achintya Sakti, inconceivable potency. His potency is known as Achintya because the human intellect is unable to fathom it. Parasakti, the supreme absolute potency, is another designation of the Achintya Sakti. Although his inherent internal Achintya Sakti, the Parasakti, is one, this Sakti is nevertheless manifest in manifold magnificence as Gyan, also known as Chit and Sambit, the potency of cognizance, Bala, also known as Sat and Sandhini, the potency of power, and Kriya, also known as Ananda and Ladhini, the potency to perform dynamic, variegated activities. The Chit Shakti is described in the following verse of the Svetasvatara Upanishad 1.3. Te dhyana yoganugata apasyam devatma saktim swaguner nigudtam ya karanani nikhalani tani kalatma yuktani aditistati ekaha. The sages who have realized the absolute truth are steeped in the samadhi of deep meditation. In that state, they deliberate upon the transcendental quality of the Supreme Lord, and with their own pure intellect, they directly perceive the mystical and absolute spiritual potency of the Lord. They are non-different from the Lord Himself. These potencies arrange and initiate the entire spectrum of universal cause and effects. The control of the jivas, the natural phenomena, time and activities. In describing the Jiva Shakti, the Svetasvatara Upanishad 4.5 comment as follows. Ajam ekam lohita sokla krishnam vavi praja srajamanam swarupaha ajo hi eko jusamanunu sate jahati enam bhukta bhogam ajonyat. The Prakriti, potency, is mother of much progeny. The three modes of material nature, Sattva, white, Raja, red, and Tama, black. And therefrom, the 24 elements of this material nature. C is Sarupaha, the energy of the Supreme Lord, and His unborn eternal consort, and is non-different from Him. She is being served and worshipped by another unborn personality, the conditioned Jiva, who is in his ignorance consider himself the Purush, enjoyer of her Prakriti, the material nature. Another unborn Purush, the Jiva, situated in spiritual knowledge, renouncing this false attempt to enjoy her, and thus attains liberation. The next verse is also from Svetasvatara Upanishad 4.9 and consider the Maya Sakti as follows. Chandamsi yagna kratavo vratani bhutam bhavyam yaccha veda vadanti yasman mayi sajate visvam etat tasmin chanyo mayaya saniruddaha. The Supreme Law, controller of Maya, has created this material universe with all its diversities, such as Vedas, sacrificial rituals, religious observances, the past, present, and future, that is time, and so on. The Vedas have recorded all this in every detail. The Jiva is placed in this universe where he comes into contact with Maya and thereby caught and imprisoned by her. So I think we should stop here. It's about time to stop, maintain our punctuality, and it's very glorious time chanting in Madhuvan. I really relish, I wish that I built a hut there and live there constantly. It's so wonderful place. I don't know, I never get attracted, but last visit it's really catch my heart. That place I never want to live. So many wonderful pastime has happened, and it has still the potential you can feel when you go there. Spend some days there actually, and just sit and chant from the early morning to late night. Nothing else. You are in a Brajadam, nothing else to do. Just take little prasadam and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, visiting all these places. We need to imbibe all those impressions when we are there. So when we are in US, still we can go back and feel the same feelings that I'm sitting in Madhuban. If you absorb wonderfully there while you are there, you can remember chirping of the birds, how it was soothing, breeze coming wonderfully. You can see all the wonderful trees that you would like to embrace them. They are non different than his wonderful devotees. And they have a potency to bless us if we seek sincerely. Bow down, offer humble obeisances. In Brajadam, when you go, you consider yourself totally insignificant. Always take shelter of the other living being. Always feel I am the most fallen of all. In that state of mind, only you will be able to visit Brajadham. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful. With those thoughts, I would like to really uh, praise and want to be grateful to those devotees who take so much austerity to join on time every day from Houston, from India, from New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Austin, Alachua, College Station, Tempe, Phoenix, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, New Orleans, Baltimore, Portland, Dhaka, and Sanford, Florida. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhaya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much for joining.